Welcome to the deep dive. Get ready, because today we're embarking on a fascinating journey into the world of trains.
We really are.
We've gathered a whole load of information, basically all about trains in English, and we're going to explore, well, everything, from their groundbreaking history to the really cool tech shaping their future.
Yeah, and the plan is to give you a solid grasp of trains, the key stuff, maybe some surprising bits, but, keep it straightforward.
Exactly. Think of it as your express route to knowing your stuff about trains. We'll hit the big moments, how they actually work, the different types, and even how trains pop up in everyday English.
Sounds good. So where should we start? History.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay, so thinking back, the arrival of trains wasn't just like a small improvement in transport. It was massive, a total shift.
Oh, absolutely. When trains started linking cities, the impact was way beyond just getting places faster.
Right. It fundamentally changed how societies worked, didn't it?
It really did. Think about industries. Suddenly you could get raw materials in and finish goods out super efficiently. That completely altered where people could live and find work.
Totally.
Yeah.
Before trains, everything felt so far apart.
Yeah.
It limited everything: trade, ideas, culture. Trains just shrank the world, didn't they? They brought people closer, fostered all this exchange that it just wasn't possible before.
Yeah, imagine journeys taking weeks, really difficult journeys, and then suddenly it's just a matter of hours. It's hard to overstate how revolutionary that was.
You mentioned the U.S. West, right?
Ah, yes. A prime example, the Transcontinental Railroad in the 19th century basically opened up the West, settlement, resources. None of that happens at that scale or speed without the railway.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So, okay, the mechanics.
Yeah.
How do these things actually stay on the tracks and move?
Well, the basics are pretty neat. They run on two parallel steel tracks, as everyone knows.
Wow.
But the real clever bit is the wheels. Their design is what keeps them glued to the path. They're slightly conical, tapered. It seems simple, but it's ingenious for steering.
Right.
When the train hits a curve, the outer wheel naturally travels a bit further because it rolls on its wider diameter, while the inner wheel uses its narrower part. It sort of self-steers.
That is clever. And the power. That's changed a lot over the years.
Oh, definitely. We started with steam, didn't we? The classic image: boiling water, steam pushing pistons, turning those big wheels. You can almost hear it.
Choo-choo.
Yeah. Then came diesel engines. More like a big truck engine, using fuel combustion. Much more efficient than steam, for a time.
But now it's mostly electric, isn't it? At least for modern passenger trains.
That's right. Electric is dominant now. They draw power from overhead wires. Those are called catenaries, or sometimes a third rail alongside the track. Much cleaner, locally at least, and efficient.
And then there's the really futuristic stuff, maglev.
Maglev, magnetic levitation. These are super interesting because, well, they don't actually touch the track.
They float.
Essentially, yes. Powerful magnets create opposing forces, lifting the train just above the guideway. No wheels, no friction in that sense.
Which means they can go incredibly fast, right? And smoothly.
Exactly. The lack of friction is the key. It opens up possibilities for speeds that conventional rail just can't manage easily.
Wow. Okay, so beyond how they're powered, there are loads of different types of trains too.
Oh, for sure. You've got your standard passenger trains, first off, everything from local commuter services to, long-distance journeys across countries.
The ones most people picture, probably.
Probably. Then there are the freight trains, maybe less visible, but absolutely crucial.
The workhorses.
Definitely. They haul unbelievable amounts of goods. Coal, cars, containers full of, well, everything. They're the backbone of logistics for so many industries.
And in cities.
Subways, metros, the tube, whatever you call them. Underground or elevated, they're essential for moving millions of people every day for commuting.
Can't imagine London or New York without them.
Exactly. And then you get the really fast ones. High-speed rail. Japan's Shinkansen is maybe the most famous.
The bullet train. Known for being ridiculously on time.
Legendary punctuality, yeah.
Yeah.
And France's TGV is another major player. These have just transformed travel between big cities.
Making train travel a real competitor to flying on certain routes.
Absolutely. The engineering behind those dedicated high-speed lines is something else.
But it's not all just about speed and getting from A to B, is it? There's a romantic side, too.
Oh, definitely. You have luxury trains like the Venice Simplon Orient Express. It's like stepping back in time.
A hotel on rails, basically.
Pretty much. Pure opulence, amazing service, scenery. The journey itself is the main event. It harks back to that golden age of travel.
It makes me think of trains almost like Moving buildings.
That's a great analogy.
You have sleeping cars for overnight trips, dining cars for proper meals, even double-decker trains to fit more people in.
Exactly. They're incredibly versatile, designed to meet all sorts of different needs, prioritizing comfort or capacity depending on the journey.
So let's spotlight some of those famous trains, the icons around the world, the ones you might dream of riding. We mentioned the Shinkansen in Japan already.
Right. Incredible speed, up to 320 kilometers an hour, and that legendary reliability, a true pioneer.
Then there's the Eurostar, connecting London to Paris, under the sea. That still blows my mind a bit.
It's an amazing feat of engineering, the Channel Tunnel. It really did bring the UK and mainland Europe closer, physically and metaphorically.
For pure luxury, you mentioned the Palace on Wheels in India.
A journey through Rajasthan, offering this sort of royal experience, soaking in the culture and history in serious style.
Sounds incredible. And for scenery.
Canada's Rocky Mountaineer has to be up there.
Right.
Winding through the Canadian Rockies, the views are just stunning.
They have those glass dome carriages, don't they?
They do, designed specifically so you don't miss any of that breathtaking landscape.
Wow. And finally, the big one, the Trans-Siberian Railway in Russia.
Ah, the longest single train journey on Earth.
That's not just a trip, that's an epic adventure.
Absolutely. Crossing multiple time zones, vast distances, it gives you a real sense of the sheer scale of Russia.
Okay, so looking ahead now, what's next for trains? Sounds like things are moving pretty fast.
Yeah, the future focus seems to be on making trains smarter, faster, and crucially, greener. AI might even play a bigger role.
Greener how?
Well, there's a big push towards sustainability. Lots of investment is going into alternative power sources. Think hydrogen fuel cells, solar power integrated somehow, better battery technology.
So moving away from diesel and even making electric power generation cleaner.
That's the goal, reducing the overall environmental impact of rail travel.
And then there's that even more futuristic idea, Hyperloop.
Right, Hyperloop. Still very much in development, but the concept is wild. Pods or capsules traveling inside tubes.
Under vacuum pressure.
Exactly, or very low pressure. And using magnets, similar to maglev, to levitate and propel them at potentially incredible speeds. Faster than airplanes, maybe?
Whoa, that sounds like science fiction.
It does a bit, but people are actively working on it. If it pans out, it could revolutionize long-distance travel.
So the future sounds quieter, cleaner, faster overall.
That seems to be the direction, yes. Progress, hopefully.
Okay, let's bring it back down to earth for a moment. Let's imagine a very normal situation, someone at a train station. How might a typical English conversation go?
Good idea. It helps put the language into context.
Okay, I'll be the slightly stressed traveler. Well, excuse me. I wonder if you could help. I think I might have just missed my train.
Okay, which train were you looking to catch?
It was the 3.45 to Boston. I had a ticket for that one.
Ah, yes. I'm afraid that one pulled out just a couple of minutes ago. Let's see. The next train heading to Boston is at 4:30.
Oh, okay. Phew. Can I use my ticket for that one?
You should be able to exchange it. Yeah, the ticket counter's just over there. They can sort that out for you.
Oh, thank you so much. That's a relief. Is there anywhere I can grab a coffee nearby? Got a bit of a wait now?
Sure is. There's a cafe just across the platform, over on your left.
Perfect. Thanks again. You've been a massive help.
No problem at all. So yeah, a simple exchange, but uses typical phrases you'd encounter.
Definitely. Now, sticking with language, let's unpack a few common English idioms that use the word train. These pop up all the time.
They do. They're really useful to know.
First one, catch the train. Pretty straightforward, like I need to catch the 9.0 train.
Right. Just means getting there in time to get on it. And the opposite, which we just heard, miss the train. Like, oh no, I missed the train, means you were too late.
Then there's train of thought. This one's figurative. If you say, sorry, I lost my train of thought, what does that mean?
It means you got distracted, basically. You forgot the sequence of what you were saying or thinking. The logical connection got broken.
Makes sense. How about on the right track?
Ah, that's a positive one. If someone says you're on the right track with your project, it means you're doing well, heading in the right direction, making good progress.
Good one to hear. And lastly, off the rails.
Yeah, this means something's gone wrong, become chaotic, or is no longer following the plan. You might say the meeting went completely off the rails.
So the train journey idea gets used as a metaphor for lots of things. Thinking, progress, plans.
Exactly. It's quite embedded in the language.
Okay, and before we move on, our word of the day, commuter.
Right. A commuter is simply someone who travels regularly between home and their place of work or school, very often by train, especially in or near cities.
Understanding that word is pretty key if you're talking about daily life in many places.
Definitely.
Now, over to you listening. We genuinely love to hear about your own train experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever taken a really long train journey? Maybe something epic like the Trans-Siberian or just across your own country?
Or what about a night train? Ever slept on a train? Do you have a favorite memory from a train trip you'd like to share?
Please do. Send us a message, leave a comment in English if you can. We might even share some of your stories in a future deep dive.
It really adds another dimension when we hear your personal connections.
It does indeed.
So, wrapping things up for today, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From the history, the mechanics, the different types.
The iconic examples, the future tech, and even some everyday language, all drawn from that All About Trains in English collection.
Our goal was really to give you that express route, that solid overview.
Hopefully we've managed that.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the deep dive today. If you found this journey interesting, maybe learned something new.
Please do consider following us, leaving a review, or sharing this with someone else who might enjoy it.
It really helps us keep these deep dives coming.
It does.
And maybe, just as a final thought to leave you with, consider how all this ongoing innovation in train tech, the speed, the sustainability, how might that continue to change our cities, our travel habits, and how we connect with the world in the years to come.
It's definitely a journey that's still unfolding, something to keep an eye on.
For sure.
Yeah.
Until our next deep dive.